Now to a story of justice for a Kansas City man who got sick working in a classified government program.
Well, the feds denied his claims for years. That is until investigator Russ Potasic unraveled his $150,000 rights.
Elizabeth and Mark, this man suffers from a rare disease that we have seen again and again during our investigation into the Bannister Federal Complex. To get results, he'd have to convince the government to link it all to a toxic metal used to make nuclear bombs. Ed Bell takes so many medications to battle the disease sarcoidosis. It's a struggle not only to keep healthy, but just to make ends meet.
Close to $3,000 for medication.
With a diagnosis of sarcoidosis 10 years ago, Bell filed a claim that his failing health was caused by the metal beryllium, which is used at the Bannister Federal Complex to make nuclear bomb parts. Beryllium disease symptoms range from breathing disorders to body pain and loss of energy, and they're just like sarcoidosis symptoms.
I kept having pains in my lower back.
Doctors know so little about sarcoidosis. Patients come to group meetings like this one at North Kansas City Hospital seeking answers.
Does your neck sweat? Oh, yeah. I feel like a sow or something, you know?
Yeah.
The healthy lung in this Loyola University image compared to a lung decimated by sarcoidosis shows the toll the disease takes on victims. Kelly Turner worked at the Bannister Federal Complex too.
Every day it was harder and harder and harder just to get out of bed.
Turner hasn't gotten a response to his sarcoidosis claim. Bell assumed the denial was final on his case until he asked us for help.
It's very rough.
Our effort to help Bell began last year.
I can hardly move half the time. Even as well, sitting down and getting up is difficult.
The government denied Bell's claim, stating sarcoidosis is not a covered medical condition. But our investigation uncovered a 2008 change to Department of Labor policy ruling adjusters should presume the diagnosis of sarcoidosis to be a diagnosis of chronic beryllium disease for workers like Bell who were exposed.
Our expert says this documentation of your lung biopsy is the technical proof that you've got chronic beryllium disease.
Oh, very good and bad.
Although not every sarcoidosis qualifies, no one ever told Bell or any other worker with sarcoidosis we've identified that they could reapply under the new ruling.
I would have never known about this even starting up again if I hadn't heard from you.
We took the government's denial of Bell's 2001 claim and showed the line specifically disqualifying sarcoidosis to Department of Labor Ombudsman Malcolm Nelson.
This statement is no longer necessarily true.
Yes, it's no longer necessarily true.
So what are you going to do?
The Department of Labor on claims like this would review those cases.
We also took Bell's case to beryllium disease expert Dr. Lawrence Fuertes at the University of Iowa.
After I sent you Mr. Bell's case, how quickly could you determine technically this was chronic beryllium disease?
Well, as soon as we had all the medical evidence. So just reviewing the chart, I'd say I think it was a one-day turnaround.
Dr. Fuertes sent his opinion on to the Department of Labor, which then reversed Bell's denial and 10 years later approved his claim.
You got your letter.
I got my letter. Yes, I did.
$150,000 award.
That's correct.
And medical care for the rest of your life.
And medical care for the rest of my life.
It's a landslide. It's a blessing. And I'm truly thankful.
Truly blessed. And we thank God for you and for you to help everyone else.
And there are others to help. According to that doctor that fought for Bell, he says 20% of similar cases he has reviewed were also wrongly denied. The government ombudsman says, though, that they have reviewed those old cases. He believes Bell's case is an isolated incident. And since we first began reporting on this, more sarcoidosis cases that we've identified have also filed claims. And as we were preparing tonight's story, we got word that another claimant with sarcoidosis has also been approved. So because of our reporting now, we're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars going out to former workers who are very sick.
That's great work, and it's so good for those people to be getting something.
And it's a start and health care for the rest of their lives. We have more information on NBCActionNews.com/Bannister for workers who want to find out how to begin the compensation process, how to begin enforcing their rights.
Well, so nice to see that people are finally getting compensated. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Thanks, Russ.